black people, yeah, I don't think there's anything like power about it. Though. Like, what do you mean by power? That's a better question to ask.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. You said you don't believe there's power in words?
Yeah, depends on how they're defining power. Was that you that asked me that?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you mean by power?
I don't mean in the sense you go outside and talk to a rock and say, turn into a horse, because that'll never happen. But I'm talking about in the sense of how you build people up and make them feel better or open the door to good or bad.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But I've seen you on here before. It says, I don't believe in Christianity. Ask me anything. Why don't you believe in Christianity?
I don't believe in magic, and I don't think that the miraculous. Well, it's not that I don't. Yeah, I don't think that the miraculous claims that are made in the Bible are true.
Have you ever studied history to find out?
No, I don't think there's any amount of history that could prove a miracle or something magical happened.
Well, you know, there's things we've been lied to about in school, and the more you study and do research, you find out what's real or not real.
Yeah. So yeah, same thing with Christianity. We could be lied to about that, right?
Well, you can search and find out for yourself, but you ever heard of the ice wall?
In Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the flat Earth battle.
Yeah, what do you think about the flat earth?
Yeah, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. But to each his own, you know.
So if you took a machine that goes straight up in the air and take a picture of the whole earth, if it's round like a globe, like some people teach, or a ball, how could you take a picture of China?
What?
Stop and think about it. If you had a machine that could go from the earth straight up in the air, way up, and take a picture of the whole earth, how could you take a picture of China if the earth is round?
Sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, just stop and think about it. You know them balloons that float up in the air like a...
Yeah, I'm sure that there's an answer for the question that doesn't involve a flat Earth. Like, I'm sure there's at least one scientist that has answered this question. Fortunately for me, I'm not a scientist, but this one point definitely would not make me think that Earth is flat. Did you look it up as to what the answers would be? Because if anything, if you're actually curious about this, which I'm not, but if you're curious,
I looked up a lot of stuff, and I looked up Andrew Burt and what happened back in the mustache guy's day, when the wars broke out, and stuff about aliens and stuff. Like, where did these creatures come from that they're finding bones and stuff?
yeah. So, if we don't wait, what creatures are you talking about? Pause. What creatures?
They're actually finding bones of men and women like 30, 40 feet tall.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's for sure. Where did you like? Let me ask you a question. I have to ask you two questions, actually. One, did you figure this out from YouTube? Two, have you ever been to a psychiatrist?
What's that got to do with anything?
You'll see. Just answer, and I'll let you know.
Well, some people thought I was crazy because I said God talks to me and I believe the Bible.
Yeah, so, but the first one, though, is important. Did you hear this information from YouTube, or was this just like some peer-reviewed study?
Different things I've studied, like Josephus and different cultures, and then how come they're finding buildings in different parts of the earth that they're wondering, where did these buildings come from? Like, there's parts of Mexico that archaeologists found back in the 1800s where the Mexican people don't even want to tell where them buildings came from. Like a certain distance from their cities and stuff. Like, who built these pyramids and stuff?
People.
What people? Wouldn't today we don't even have stuff like some of these things.
Yeah, we've evolved. There was a whole industrial revolution.
You think we come from monkeys?
Yeah, I do. I'm convinced of that. Actually,
Then how come there's no monkeys producing humans today?
not how it works. It's just not how it works.
I mean, if you plant corn, you're still going to get corn. It's not going to turn into a horse.
Wait, what? If you planted what, sir? What is going on?
If you plant corn or apples, you're going to go outside and still get corn and apples. 200-300 years, a million years, you're still going to get corn or apples.
I mean, hey, you know what? You got it. You right.
And when people say, prove there's life after this world, take a look at the trees. The leaves, the leaves rot away, but they come back next spring.
All right. Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming up. You seem like a really nice guy, but this is, I feel mean, you know, for like, because I'm not about to debate him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not about to, but, yeah. Hey, tap the fucking screen though. Tap the screen. That was the first guest of the day. I just got here. Hey, what's up, Jordan? How are you?
I am doing good. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, do you believe in the existence of Satan?
No.
Okay. Do you believe in the existence of Jesus Christ?
As a person, yeah.
But do you believe in the existence?
Yeah, as a person, yeah.
Okay. So, how come you don't believe in Christianity?
Because I don't believe in magic.
Say it again.
Don't believe in magic.
But there's no magic because that would be considered witchcraft. So, can you make something else?
Do witches do curses and like stuff?
But that's still considered witchcraft. It's not really associated with Christianity.
So the answer is yes.
Magic is not of.
No, did you hear the question? I said, do witches do curses and spells?
I mean, they're known to, but I don't believe in witches and stuff. But
Okay, well, yeah. God cursed the lands and women and men, and if that's not magic, I don't know what is. Maybe you could tell me, like, if somebody made a human out of dirt and like breathed life into it, and all of a sudden, boom, human, and then they took a rib out, and all of a sudden, boom, a woman, just spawned them into existence. That sounds like magic. If somebody spits in dirt.
I thought you didn't believe in it.
Hold on, not done. If somebody spits in dirt, rubs it on someone's eyes, and then all of a sudden they're not blind anymore, that sounds like magic. If somebody can walk on water, that sounds like magic. And if somebody can resurrect from the dead, that sounds like magic too.
So these are two different time periods we're talking about. I thought you didn't believe in anything.
I don't. The reason everything I just listened to that sounded like magic, those are the reasons why I don't believe.
Magic is not of Jesus. Magic is not of Jesus. I don't know what we're talking about here.
What do you think magic is?
It's not of Jesus, and it's not what you're calling
What do you think it is? You just told me what it's not. What is it though?
I mean, some like tarot reading and stupid stuff like curses. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I think it's just supernatural power. Anything that's supernatural with the ability to affect reality. So,
Can you explain to me what you think? Because I don't know. What do you mean, like walking on water and stuff? Like, I'm familiar with what you're talking about, but it's like, can you explain a little bit more?
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I do. It's just, can you explain some more?
Yeah, so like, for someone to be able to walk on water, they would need magic. Or like in I think it was Leviticus, maybe it was Exodus, I don't remember, when Moses like had a stick and he was trying to convince people that God was speaking through him, and he was like, they're not going to listen to me, what should I do? And God said, throw the stick on the ground and I'll turn it into a snake, and then they'll believe you. So bro literally had a stick, like a stick.
Okay, but God is not
into a snake. That's
God
magic.
does not relate to magic because he can do anything. And plus, these are two different time periods we're talking about.
I don't understand why you keep bringing up the time period. If it happened today, that would be magic. If it happened back then, it would be magic. What is the time period? How's that relevant in any way, shape, or form?
Because you think that now, if it happened, it would just be normal or something. Like it's not.
I think it would be not normal back then as well, which is why I don't believe in it, because I don't think it happened, because that's not normal.
Okay, but he could do that if he wanted to, because it's God. He could do anything.
Yeah, that's fine, and it's possible for him to do that if he exists. I don't think that he exists though.
Okay. Even though I know there's a whole bunch of Satanists or whatever in this chat, so I'm gonna go now. You have a good day. God bless all y'all.
Alright, y'all tap the screen. Let's go to the next guest. Hopefully somebody like tries to run an argument. Usually when I do this, I'm trying to do like some new topics soon, and in the meantime just doing this shit. And usually it's just, why don't you believe? I usually get a lot of people that run args, but I haven't lately. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Like, have you ever been to church before?
How old are you?
I'm 15.
Girl, sorry, man. Where's your parents? Do they know you're stuff? Can't talk to 15-year-olds, guys. It's TikTok rules. I don't know. They have all these rules, so we're gonna abide by them. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
It's not my bad chat. Like, can y'all hear me okay? What do you want to talk about?
No, I got a question. What are your beliefs?
About God?
No, about what are your beliefs? Atheist, agnostic. What are your beliefs?
About God. I'm an agnostic atheist.
So you think there's a higher power than you?
No.
You said agnostic, right?
Agnostic atheist.
Agnostic atheist. So what is agnostic and atheist at the same time? You can't be two. You gotta be one,
Well,
right?
you're one of those. Okay, so let's just say I'm agnostic. And what is atheism to you? Because it seems like
Atheism means that you don't believe in any higher power, that nothing created us. It was just science.
What does agnostic mean to you?
Agnostic means that you believe there's a higher power, but you don't know who it is. It's just, you just believe there's something higher than you.
Okay, so what is a deist to you?
Don't know.
Okay, a deist is what you just described an agnostic to be.
Okay, then what would you think agnostic means?
Means you don't know if there's a God or if there is one. A deist knows that there is a God, but they don't know who the God is. I used to be a deist, that's how I know.
So you're agnostic slash atheist.
I'm agnostic slash atheist. Yeah, it depends on like how you define it. Because like what you just said, people define it that way. Then some people come up and say it means you believe in a God. Then some people think I'm saying Gnostic and not agnostic, and I don't even know what Gnostic is. And then, yeah, it's just complicated. I just don't know if there's a God or if there is one.
Okay, I have another question. Do you think there's any evidence that could point to God existing?
That could point to it? I mean, sure. But any evidence that's convincing, which is subjective, to me, no. Not yet.
Well, I've heard this a lot, and do you think that life itself could be an evidence of God?
If he's real, then yeah, clearly.
Yeah, but one thing that I don't make sense out of is that how can the non-rational come from the rational come from the non-rational? Like, we have rational minds, right? How could we have emotions and feelings and thoughts coming from just like a explosion or evolution?
Do you think that animals are rational?
No, I'm not saying that they're irrational. I'm saying that how in the beginning there were no animals at all. That from what we know, that's what science explains to us. That in the beginning there was no life, no nothing. It was just boom, we exist now. How do you think that came to fruition?
Well, I'm pretty convinced of evolution. I've heard a lot about abiogenesis, but I'm not educated on it. I don't know. It just seems more likely to me that we evolved from something rather than an immaterial, timeless, spaceless mind poofed everything into existence magically out of nothing. Like, literally out of nothing. Like, something can't come from nothing. And, like, everybody just thinks you just poof matter into existence from nothing. Doesn't make any sense to me. I think it makes more sense if we evolved from natural processes.
So do you think the universe is eternal? It's always been here?
I don't know necessarily. I don't know if the universe would be eternal, if there's some external cause to the universe that is eternal that is doesn't necessarily have to be a mind. I don't know why everybody posits that it has to be a mind, but it could be some other kind of first cause type of situation, or maybe the singularity is eternal and something caused it to expand. I have no idea.
Well, can I tell you my perspective now? I think everything came to fruition. Of course, I'm here and I wanted to join because it says in the back, I don't believe in Christianity. I think it's obvious I'm a Christian, okay? But from what I think and from experiences in my life, I know you don't care about my experiences in my life, but I'm telling you my point of view. It's that God was always here, even before time, matter, humans, nothing. He was just here, everywhere. There was no beginning, no end, and he decided to create us. Don't know why, nobody knows why. He just did. And people say like, oh yeah, 7 days happened. I do believe that, but I do believe there was time in between. It wasn't in an instant, each day, the next day. There was time in between because science proves that there was a lot of time between different things. It shows the creation of the earth and everything. But to me, it is illogical that we have all of these different opinions, like the ones that you have and the ones that I have and the ones that everybody have in this chat, come from matter, to put it that way.
What's the logical contradiction?
The logical contradiction is that, okay, so science says that everything that we know and feel and touch comes from the explosion of stars. Because I studied science, but in one point in time, stars exploded and it created new elements and new chemicals or whatever, and they fused to create new things, right?
Mm-hmm.
How could thoughts and emotions come from that? That's something that I don't understand.
Yeah, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean there's a logical contradiction there. I don't see a logical contradiction.
So how would you explain it?
Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly how to explain it. I'm not a scientist. Like I said, if you look into abiogenesis, that would explain the first part. Non-living things. And if you look into evolution, that would explain how the intelligence kind of evolved, how we evolved into an intelligent species. But yeah, there's no, unless you can give me a logical contradiction within abiogenesis and evolution, you not liking it isn't really.
It's not that I don't like the idea. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Not logical. Doesn't really prove the point that there's some type of contradiction within the stance.
Mm-hmm. And one question, how do you think people who say they have encounters with God, experiences, miracles, people have said they've seen people walk out of wheelchairs because of miracles, still happens to this day. How would you explain that?
I'm not gonna lie, shit sounds like cap to me. I could be wrong. Or it could be like placebo effect, confirmation bias, I don't know, cognitive dissonance. It could be a lot of different things. But yeah, I'm not convinced at all of anybody.
So you think nobody has seen quote unquote God in the room or in a dream or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's actually seen God. That's just an opinion, though. I could be wrong, but my opinion, no, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. It was fun talking to you, see your point of view. And I think we had a civil conversation. There was no really arguing, no disagreeing. I feel like we had a normal conversation where everything was fine. I just want to let you know that from what I believe is that God exists, and I've had experiences, and I know for a fact that he does. And I hope that maybe that you'll meet him one day, and if you don't, that's fine, but I just hope you have a good life. I really do.
All right, man, I appreciate you for coming up.
All right, well, have a good night.
All right, guys, tap the screen. We're at 6K. We got 250 people in here. I know at least 100 of y'all fuck with me. Most people hate me. Controversial topic, brings out emotions. Understandable why you wouldn't like me very much. But if you do fuck with me, tap the screen. Also follow me and turn on my notification bells, because yeah, if I go live, y'all need to know. Yeah. And if you, even if you're opposition, if you disagree with me, follow me. You could we could talk about it later if I don't get to you today, or you could I've heard a lot of people say, somebody said it on Ian's live today earlier, that these conversations, is like doing the Lord's work, pretty much, is making people think about their beliefs and study them further and like actually critically think, try to figure out why they actually believe something and if they can justify it. Me personally, I'm just doing it for fun. It's fun to debate, but technically I'm doing the Lord's work, y'all. So don't be too mad. All right, let's go to the next person. You gonna see one day. Shit, if you condemning me, you gonna be right down there with me, because that's a sin. You better repent.
What's up,
Hey, Jay,
sister?
how are you?
I'm good. By the way, you kind of look like my cousin, so this will be a little weird.
All right, bet. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I had a question, but I kind of noticed a tendency to compare like magical elements found in like various fictional literatures to like anything supernatural or anything non-physical.
What? I did not understand a word you just said. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed a tendency to compare like fictional elements of like wizardry or like magic, like, and you're using magic in a very like non-conventional way. So I want to know like what do you mean by magic here? Are you meaning anything that's not natural? Because most people don't use magic in that way.
Well, I wouldn't use the word natural. I feel like supernatural or natural and supernatural are really like nuanced words that you can't really get a super duper clear definition on. But what I mean by magic is anything that's supernatural, something that can't be studied by the natural sciences.
Yeah, so like I said, this is not how most people use the term natural. In fact, magic has like many uses. When people talk about a magic trick, they don't literally mean that there was some supernatural stuff going on, right? They just mean it was like illusory or something like this. Now the problem.
If people are using the term magic colloquially, even after I clarify what I'm meaning by it, then that's just a tracking issue on their part.
No, I think it's okay to give like a problem with your definition, right? Even
you say you think there's a problem with my definition?
Well, if you're using it non-conventionally, and then trying to like
you better hit up Oxford, because that's where I got the definition from. But hey.
Yeah, so I mean, can you bring up the definition of
the power of apparently influencing the course of events of reality by using mysterious or supernatural forces. Magic. Okay,
apparent. Is that the only usage?
No, there's more, but that's the definition I'm using. Do you want me to read the other definitions that I wasn't using?
Okay, no. We can work with this definition. So another problem is in philosophy of science. There's something called Agrippa's trilemma. So
philosophy of science. I'm not gonna lie, but go ahead.
Yeah. So it basically tries to answer the question: what is it for something to be natural? What is it for something to be physical? And I'm sorry, I read the comments. He said she sounds like he's about to bomb us all. No. But basically, the definition I think we can both agree on is something is natural if it has things like spin, charge, mass. If it can be explained purely by reference to like basic physics vocab, We are okay with this definition.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't disagree with that. I just feel like there's something missing from that definition, but I can't think of what it is. Can you say it again?
What? You're right, because so I'm working with like a very conventional way of using it, but my preferred account actually adds something. So something is typically natural if it's also non-fundamental. So Jessica Wilson, one of my favorite philosophers of science, she actually proposes this account of natural, and I think it's very, very explanatorily fruitful.
Non-fundamental, like in relation to what, like existence or just reality?
So something is like natural if essentially like it's not minded.
Essentially, it's not what?
Minded.
Minded?
Yeah. So if there is no mental realm.
I don't know what you mean by if it's
mental
not.
Realm? So I mean like things like consciousness, will, thoughts, volition, free will, rationality. This is what I mean by like mental phenomenon, mental realm.
Wait, what? Okay, so you're saying natural means if something's not minded, and by not minded you mean thoughts. What else? Oh, the whole list?
Well, okay, let me put it in context. So we were talking about like what it means for something to be natural, and then I proposed like a very conventional way that physicists and philosophers use the term, but there are differing accounts of what it is for something to be natural. And one very popular one is something is natural if it's essentially non-minded, right? So there is no mentality to it, or at least that's an essential part of it.
Objective? Just like objective? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so objectively there is like no mind that consists in this, but this is not the only part
Oh,
of
I
it.
wouldn't agree with that definition, because what, like what?
So do you think like
I think
consciousness is essentially like a matter of brain chemistry, like brain physio, like neurochemistry, neuroscience? It can be purely explained with this.
it's like saying that the mind isn't natural, though. Like, because
Well, the mind isn't.
the only things that are natural are things that are excluded from the mind. But I wouldn't say that the mind is unnatural.
Oh, so have you heard of the problem of hard consciousness?
The what?
The problem of hard consciousness. It's a very famous problem in philosophy of mind.
Consciousness?
The problem of hard consciousness. Have you heard of this problem? It's in philosophy of mind. Very, very famous problem.
No, I don't even know what you said, to be honest. But continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in philosophy of mind, there is this problem, big problem called problem of hard consciousness. It's basically asked this question: how do you get an essentially first-person realm of this sort of ghost in the machine type view from third-person explanations, right? In fact, I would urge everyone in this live to look at something called Mary's Room. Mary's Room is an analogy. There is a scientist, her name is Mary, right? Mary is the best color scientist and best, in fact, we can say she's the best scientist in the world. She understands everything about color, reflections, all this, right? But she has never seen the color red. She has never seen the color red. And when she sees the color red, for the first time, she actually learned something new. She learns what it's like to see the color red, right? But how can this be if, remember, she is the best scientist, she knows everything there is to know about what goes on with the brain chemistry and what happens when light hits this and it bounces off of that to hit these receptors and form these beliefs in the brain and starts these belief forming processes and things like this. How can this be? And so this is like a very famous argument in philosophy of mind to show that consciousness is not merely like reducible to or identical to like physical states like brain.
Okay. Hey, do you is there like literature on this that you know of?
Oh, of course, my sister. I will send if you can follow, or I don't know if you need to follow, but I can send you.
I'll follow you, and you follow me back, and you send it to me, and then we can talk about this tomorrow.
For sure. Philosophy of mind is so interesting. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have blessed.
Shit, I didn't mean to do it that fast. You have a good day too, pal. All right, y'all. Tap the screen. He was nice. He was nice. Just tap the screen though, please. Fuck. Help a sister out, please. Chat. Let's see if she loads up. It's cool if not. The chat is behaving today. Like, this is weird. Like the other time, last time I went live, whoo, they were on my ass. Like every little word. I couldn't say shit. I couldn't do, like, if I said I don't think God is real, they say I think God is real, and I say I think it's possible that God is real, they would say I believe in God now. I'm like, what the fuck? It was really add Michael Jackson. I'm gonna need you to stop saying that shit, because you said about 500 times. I saw it the first time and there's no Michael Jackson. So let's just go ahead and stop saying that. I haven't had anybody spam either. Usually by now, I've been live for like 20 minutes. Usually by now I'll have to block like 5 fucking people just for spamming alone. Okay, they didn't come up. Let's see if this guy comes up. This shit is ghetto. Y'all are 1v4ing me right now. You got the Holy Spirit, you got Jesus, you got the Son, and you got the Father. Now, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can do miracles, right? So pray for some fucking Wi-Fi so y'all can come up, because this is getting ridiculous. Like, what am I supposed to do at this point? I just have to keep putting people down. Let's see if this person comes up. We're gonna speed run through these requests at this point. All right, they're not winning. They're not coming up. Also, if you're not a Christian, please don't request. Please don't make me be mean.
Hello?
Hi, Dustin. How are you? Thank goodness. Fuck. All right, y'all. You got the fruit of the spirit.
Okay. You piqued my curiosity in your beliefs. So, it says you don't believe in Christianity. Does that mean you don't believe in God in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay. So, how are we defining the term God?
Like a spaceless, timeless, immaterial mind.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You said a timeless, spaceless.
Can you hear me okay? Am I muffled or anything?
Yeah. Well, a little bit. I'm not sure if other people are getting it, but I'm getting it. Am I?
No, you're not muffled at all. This shit is starting to piss me off though. Chat, am I muffled? Also, timeless, immaterial mind.
Immaterial mind. Okay. So.
Okay, thanks, chat.
I'm gonna think about that for a while. I might come back up with some more questions for you. But yeah, you seem really cool. I like your demeanor. I appreciate what you're doing, because I think we have similar beliefs, but I still do believe in God in like my own way. Like I believe that emotion is kind of like my higher power, you know.
Okay.
But
well, yeah, sounds good. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll talk again soon. You're funny, and I feel really bad for you at the end of the... Hey, be careful now. Don't finish that sentence, because if you're about to condemn me to hell, that's a sin. And you will need to repent. Look at God. Look at God saving your ass from sinning. Look at that. Didn't even let you finish the sentence. I know that's right. Amen. All I am is a man. I want...
What up?
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm well. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, I got one question, and this should solidify. Is Earth water older than the sun? That's the question. Is Earth water older than the sun?
Why the fuck? Okay, one, why the fuck would I know that? Two, I hope you're about to say something profound as soon as I answer this. I mean, this better be the most profound shit I've ever heard in my life. Let me look it up. Like, how do you even type that into Google? Is Earth's water older than, like, what? By looking at the water on Protostar. Oh no, that's a sister planet. I don't know. I can't find it. Like I said, that's just a weird question to.
Well, all the water on Earth is older than the sun. And in Genesis, it said that the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters, and the sun was created on the fourth day. So that makes that statement true.
Oh, they got one thing. Hey, let's go. I don't even know if what you're saying is true right now, but even if
it is, you can look it up.
Even if it is, that doesn't mean.
If it wasn't God that told them that, how would they know that? If God didn't tell them that, how would they know that?
That's a huge reach, but I mean that was a good try.
It's not a huge reach, because Earth water is older than the sun, and that's what it says in the first sentences of the Bible. So how would they know that if we didn't find out?
All you needed to be convinced that sticks could turn into snakes. All you needed was, oh shit, water is older than the sun?
But how would they know that?
Now the whole Bible is true. Oh,
how would they know that?
One fact right?
How would they know that? If we didn't find that out until the 19th century.
Sir, I don't think they did know that. I think they were just writing shit, right?
That was a good guess, right?
I don't think the Bible is real. Two, I don't know if what you're saying is even true. So
It is. The Google's right there.
let's just grant the notion that it is true. Let's just say you're 100%. The Bible is spot on in this regard. Do you think one fact in a book,
In the
the
Quran.
whole book fact?
Yeah, but hold on. The Quran says that Jesus made a bird out of mud and it came to life.
I don't believe in that book either. The fuck?
God did the same thing in Genesis. It's okay. It's okay. I can see the frustration in your face.
Sir, did you hear the question I asked you? The reason I got frustrated is because I asked you a very direct question, and then you start talking about mud birds. Do you remember the question I asked you?
You remember the question I had you? Go Google it. Go Google it. Go Google it.
Did you hear the question I asked you and the last question I asked you?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
The
ahead.
first question was, what the fuck? Now you got me. I fucking forgot.
I got you puzzled now. I know it's okay.
If there's one fact in a book, does that now make the whole book true?
No, it does not.
Okay, so why the fuck is this your argument?
But when you have a fact that hasn't found until thousands of years later that nobody knew beforehand, how did they know that? That was a great guess, right?
Do you think that this point proves Christianity?
Yes, it proves that God is the one because the earth, water is older than the sun.
Okay, so essentially you do think that one fact in a book means the whole book is true.
No, but the 65,000 cross references in there does.
So then you don't think that this point proves Christianity.
It makes it a lot stronger than saying that there's no God at all.
As long as you can concede to the notion that this does not prove Christianity is true, let's get to the next argument.
The next argument,
Yep, what's
the 65,000 cross references.
The what? The
65,000 cross references.
What do you mean by that?
No book ever written has that many cross references pertaining to the same thing from 40 different people over 1,500 years.
Right, so I have a feeling that you're saying something wrong here, but I don't fucking know,
You might want to look it up.
to be fair. Now,
You might want to look it up.
how much you say? 60,000? 6,000?
65,000 cross references.
5,000. Yeah, so you think that proves Christianity is true?
That proves that book is telling the truth, yes. When you have 40 authors over 1,500 years saying the same exact thing and they cross reference perfectly, yeah.
Let me just ask you this. What denomination are you?
I'm not a denomination.
Okay. How do you decipher truth within the Bible?
By the cross references.
By the cross.
And looking at life and things like water being older than the sun.
What do you mean by the cross references? Like church fathers?
No, the cross references in the book itself.
Right. How do you know you're interpreting what they're writing correctly? Like, how do you know what you're reading and how you're interpreting it is the correct interpretation?
Because 40 different authors are saying the same things.
Yeah. How do you know you're not misinterpreting all 40 authors?
Is that really your question?
Yep. Dead ass.
That sounds like a reach, but I mean, okay.
I'm asked. You didn't even answer it. Shit.
That's a silly question to begin with.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the whole water and sun shit. That's okay. We can do a different question.
It's true though. I mean, like I said, I want me to give you a screenshot.
Even though I answered yours. No, I don't know. I don't
Exactly.
know what you're talking about. But yeah, so I think that there's some issues within the Bible. Do you believe that God wants to prevent anybody from dying?
No.
Or anybody from going to hell if they don't have to go?
No.
Oh, do you think God's all good?
Yes.
So somebody doesn't have to go to hell. You're saying
Nobody has to go to hell. You're choosing to go to hell. Hell is being separate from
Why
God.
did you hear the question then? Because then your answer is completely contradicting what you just said just now. So do you think God wants anyone to go to hell
No, he doesn't want anyone to go to hell.
Unnecessarily. Cool. Okay. So do you think that I agree, because that's probably the point of Jesus's return, right? So do you think that when God created when God created humans, Did he know whether or not one human or the other was going to go to heaven or hell?
Yes.
Right. Why did he bring the people into existence that he knew were going to end up in hell?
For your own choice. You have the choice. Just because he knows whether you're going to end up going to hell or not doesn't mean that you don't have a choice to change it.
Yeah, I'm not talking about our choice. That's a good thing.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
talking about our choice, right? I'm talking about God's choice. Why did he choose to bring... Like, let me ask you this. If you, for some reason, this is a made-up scenario, so you're not gonna... It's not real, right? Follow me. You got that? It's not real. Let's say for some reason you're magically all-knowing. I don't know. And let's say you and your wife, I don't know if you're married or not, but you and your wife want to have a baby. And you know for a fact, if this baby, if you get your wife pregnant, this baby will be born. And you know for a fact that no matter what you do, you'll try to give him signs. You'll try to help him along the way. You'll try to take him to church. No matter what you do, he's never going to come to Christ. He's never going to believe in God. So you know for certain that your child is going to go to hell, right? Would you still go and get your wife pregnant?
If I knew the entire timeline of life and what that child was going to do and what that child does is something significant that's going to be needed in this world, then yes.
So you would get your wife pregnant knowing your child is going to go, knowing the child that you love.
Are you ignoring what I just said?
Spend eternity in hell.
You're ignoring what I just said, aren't you?
How's that ignoring what you said?
Because I said if that child has an act that it does in its life that is supposed to be significant to bringing things in the world, then it's a necessity.
Yeah, so I wasn't wrong then. I don't know how that means I ignored what you said.
Yes, because you said like, because you went straight to, oh, you're going to have a kid and knowing that it's going to go to hell, omitting what I told you. You're omitting what I told you.
You tried to make it sound nicer than what it was, but
you're omitting what I told you. The answer is yes, because the answer is yes, because the act that child does might be something significant for the world.
So you would sacrifice your child for the lives of others.
Kind of like what he did with Jesus, right? Yes.
That's fair because you're human, right? But I would think that an all-loving, all-knowing, all-powerful God wouldn't want to sacrifice the life of any of his creation to sacrifice the life for any of his creation for the salvation of others.
That's why he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, yet people still go to hell even after he sacrificed.
That's why he sacrificed himself.
Yet people still go to hell even after he sacrificed himself. So
you go to hell because of what you're doing right now. You're choosing to not. And that's your fault, not God's fault.
Like,
you have choice, and you're choosing right now to ignore it.
Remember when I already said we're not talking about my choice, we're talking about God's choices right now? Right, so if I end up going to hell because I chose not to believe, if I end up going to hell, that's on me. Cool. Now let's talk about what God's part was in it. He knew I was going to end up going to hell. He still brought me into existence. Me personally, right? If I... people always say it's about your choice. He cares about your choice.
Have you done things to help people? There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and finish speaking.
You're an instrument.
I'm going to go ahead and finish speaking. So people always like to say it's about his choice. He loves you so much, he wouldn't force you to be with him forever. Okay, but he would force me to be in hell forever, and that's love. Cool. I don't think that's.
No, but he didn't force you to. See, you're saying force. You weren't forced.
Okay, if I can't get into heaven because he won't let me in, and I have to go to hell because I didn't choose to believe in him, but I don't want to go to hell, what's gonna happen?
That's your choice. You only got two choices. There is no third option.
Exactly. So I'm forced to go to hell. I mean, I'm forced to either go to heaven or hell. There's no other option. There's no other choice. So there's no way we're getting around.
You can go to jail or you can go home. There's only two choices.
Exactly. Like, let's say that there wasn't stores and other apartments and other places. Right? If there was only jail and home, I'm forced to go to either jail or home. We agree, right? There's nowhere else to go. Cool. So
you got a choice. You either got yes or no. Maybe's undecided.
So I would be forced to go to hell. Considering that I would be. I mean, come on. If I'm being forced to go to hell, why couldn't he just not bring me into existence in the first place? Especially considering the fact that he knew I was gonna fuck him. He knew I was gonna be the dumbass he created me to be, right? Not sure why he would still bring me into existence. Because
you're still not understanding. I've said it 3 times. There's things that you would do in your life that are significant for others. It's not just about you.
Right. That gets back to my point that I made before. So he's willing to sacrifice my eternal afterlife for others, but he loves us all equally, that doesn't seem
Yeah,
to make sense.
that doesn't mean that no one doesn't love you. Have you had a whooping by your parents?
How the fuck is that? Okay, yeah, let me follow you up. Yeah, I have.
So do they not love you because they just give you a beating with that belt?
How is that anywhere near similar? One, my parents.
Hell is a punishment for your choices and your actions.
They aren't omnibenevolent. They're definitely
It's a
not
punishment for your actions. You know, y'all love saying as above, so below.
More analogous punishment, because that was not analogous at all.
You love saying as above, so below. If you commit treason, and hey, check this out. If you steal a bicycle, you go to jail for such and such amount of time. If you commit treason, you're probably going to get smoked. There's levels to this stuff. And God is on a higher level than your human consciousness. So if you commit treason on a higher level, what makes you think you're going to just go get a slap on the wrist?
That kind of escapes the problem, though. Good try. So he's willing to sacrifice my eternal afterlife because it'll end up helping others.
You are risking it. You are the one risking it.
Sorry, my pod's kind of connected.
It's okay.
Existence before I even risked anything, right? He brought me into existence knowing that I was going to go to hell before I even existed. So he chose to sacrifice my life. I was going to take the L because for some reason I was going to help somebody else get to heaven. Yet he loves us all equally.
Yes.
But he's willing to bring someone into existence that he loves 100,000 million % times 37 or whatever, right? He loves them so much. I just got an interesting thing. Or I guess I was cussing a little bit too much. But yeah, he would sacrifice my eternal life for theirs. Now, if this was a human like yourself,
well, if they chose him and you didn't, of course.
What?
If they chose him and you didn't, of course. Why would I waste my time? You have chance.
Why would he bring me into existence knowing I'm not going to choose him if he loves me? And
for the fifth time, because your actions can benefit someone else. It's not about you.
So we keep going back in fucking circles. Have you noticed?
You keep sending us in a circle.
Yeah, we keep going back in circles.
You keep sending us in a circle.
I address one problem, and then you'll try to give an answer, a solution. Then I'll address the problem with that too, and then you'll go back to the first solution. We're not gonna get anywhere with that.
Yeah, you don't want to get anywhere with it. You want to stay stuck in your own mindset. It's sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
Is it possible that I genuinely disagree with you? Is that possible?
You can disagree with 1 + 1 like Terrence Howard, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong. That's true.
That wasn't the question. You were making it seem as though I'm being intellectually dishonest and like I'm.
You are.
I disagree with you. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. Hey, have a good one. All right, y'all. Tap the screen. Tap the motherfucking screen. Listen. Hey, I feel like me personally. I feel like I'm one of the most intellectually honest debaters on this fucking app. If you make a good point, I'll admit it. I'll admit that it's possible Christianity is true. Most atheists are never going to do that. They're going to say, I think there's a contradiction within so-and-so and so-and-so. I don't really think that there's necessarily a firm contradiction in the theology as a whole. And for me, an agnostic atheist, to be able to say it and be able to stand on that and be like, hey, I don't believe in it, but that doesn't mean I can't be wrong. When somebody comes up and says I'm being intellectually dishonest because I genuinely disagree with them, yeah, at that point, it's just like, fuck it. I don't, there's no point in fucking, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. If you're ever in a debate, for you guys that's watching, if you're ever in a debate and you give a solution to a problem, and then your solution ends up having another problem, so you end up going to the first solution, that's going to cause y'all to go in a circle over and over and over again. So it's probably not the best idea to do that. But let's go to the next guest. It's very bright in here, so I can't really see the comments or myself. Hi, give me 1 second. If there's any mods in here, if anybody's spamming, just block them. Hey, block them. Fuck it. I gave a warning. Block them. All right. Hi, Ike. How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. What's going on?
I'm good. What do you want to talk about?
I just saw your sign and was intrigued.
Yeah, what do you want to ask?
No, I just want to say that's okay. It's a lot of people that don't believe in Christianity.
Yeah.
What do you believe?
It's okay that you believe too. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes it takes for an encounterment with God for you to believe.
An encounterment is crazy. I'm gonna start using that actually. Yeah, I think if I had an encounter with God, I would definitely believe. It'd be really hard for anybody to convince me that it wasn't God. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you just, I mean, you listening to you seem like you've either heard some things about the Bible or something. So you know, I'm sure you know who Paul is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was beating people up.
He was killing Christians. Then he switched up and wrote all the crazy shit in the Bible. Yeah. What about him? You don't have to explain who he is. What about him?
Yeah, that's all. That's all I mean. Like, you know, you could. It took for encounterment with God for him to change his life. You know, so it's okay. A lot of people.
God hiding. Why do you think he's like hiding?
You believe God is hiding?
I don't think he exists. But just because I don't think he exists doesn't mean he can't exist. Doesn't mean I can't be wrong. So I would never say, well, sometimes I say he's not real, but I'm like fucking around. I would never say like definitively like God is not real. I'll never say that. I think that's a crazy claim to make, crazy claim to substantiate. But yeah, if he is real, I don't think he is, but if he is real, then yeah, I do think he's hiding for sure. Like, if he wants to have a relationship with someone really, really bad, and someone reaches out to them, and then they don't get a response, at that point, is it your fault that you don't have a relationship with them? Like, imagine if you're, like, let's make an analogy. So the Bible, you can get the Bible anywhere. Imagine if there was this, like, a phone number that everybody had, and the phone number is basically the Bible. It's going to be a long analogy, so keep up with me. The phone number is the Bible. Real life, people have Bibles. Real life, people have phone numbers. So the phone number may represent the Bible. Imagine if there's a phone number and everybody's telling you, hey, call this number, text this number. This is the best thing on earth. It's going to be like freaking shooting a certain drug in your veins every day. It's going to be complete euphoria. You're going to have everlasting life, blah, blah, blah. Just hit this number up and they will respond no matter what, right? And then you hit the number up for years, right? You're texting the number, you're calling the number, you're texting the number, you're calling the number for years, and you never get a response. Is it your fault that you don't have a relationship with that person?
No.
Right. So if I don't have a relationship with Jesus because he didn't respond to me, why would I go to hell for not believing in him when I'm the one that tried to have the relationship?
Well, I would definitely say that God is not hiding. He's not hiding at all. He says, seek. He says, seek and you will find. He's not in hiding. We got to just understand who God is. He don't owe us nothing. We owe him everything.
Right, but
it takes a lot of,
right?
It takes a lot of humility, which as mankind, we lack a lot of humility. It takes a lot of humility.
Like the punishment for that would be to be sent to hell after you die, not to not have an encounter with him at all. Like, why would he, if anything, if you did have an encounter with him and then you continue to lack humility, I feel like that would be more just to send that person to hell at that point. You knew it was true and you were still acting a fucking fool, right? That sounds more fair. I think eternal punishment is fucking crazy regardless, but still, it's more fair, right? If I literally, okay, hold on, we got somebody spamming, gotta get blocked. Gotta get blocked. Yeah, if I don't have this relationship with this entity because they won't answer me, I just don't know how in any way, shape, or form I could be blamed for not having a relationship with them.
Well, he's definitely. That's why he left us the Bible. Like we have a lot of answers. Like we have a lot of the answers. They're in the Bible.
It's an analogy, right? Same thing with the phone number. Like, we got the phone number, cool. Somebody has to answer, though. You gotta answer. You gotta pick it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Have you been baptized?
Yeah. The water was cold as fuck. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll never forget. I'll never forget how cold that fucking water was. And then he held me under the water for so fucking long too. It was crazy. But yeah, I have been.
Yeah. Did you grow up in the church?
Yeah.
Like your mom and your dad was Christian?
Yeah, they used to be.
They used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, they were not Christians anymore. They don't believe in God anymore either.
Do you feel like
The only one left that in my immediate family that believes. I think she's more like she would fit into the deist category though.
do you feel like because they decided not to be Christians, you kind of went down the same road?
No, I was the one that stopped being Christian first, and they followed me.
So,
Yeah.
well, I'm not here to I'm not here to beat you up in no kind of way. I just want you to know that like I've been through a lot and God has truly brought me from a long way. Like, so I'm just here to tell you that if you believed once, try believing again. God will never give up on you. He truly loves you. And the reason that we are on this thing, are allowed to talk and have a conversation, is because of his goodness. It's because of his mercy. It's because of his grace. So, hey, you did it once, maybe try it again. God loves you.
I did it multiple
He loves
times.
you.
I mean, to be honest,
He loves you
doing
more.
the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the literal definition of insanity. So yeah, I'm not gonna be trying again. He's all knowing. If he's real, he remembers shit. He knew my prayers before I even thought of them. He knew what I was gonna say before I even knew I was gonna pray. So he didn't forget. So if he's there, he remembers, right? There's no point in trying again. He'll show up in his own sweet time. If he
Right. Right. So I'll just say don't give up. Like, just, it's gonna be okay. Don't give up. If you believed once, you can believe again. And like you said, you were baptized, so God will never forget your name. He loves you, and he can bring you from wherever you go in life. So hey, I hope, like the last guy said, I hope and pray to God you have a wonderful life. I pray for your peace. I pray that you truly understand the goodness of God is why we are alive today. So have a good night. God bless. See y'all later.
All right, bye. I appreciate you for coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like giving up is the worst. Is the wrong phrase, because like maybe a couple years ago, if you had said giving up, I'd be like, yeah, I did give up. But like now, I'm just like, I don't think that nigga's real. I don't think there's a give up type of thing. Like, I don't think it's like giving up. It's just not there. There's nothing to give up on because this doesn't exist. I don't think. Could be wrong, but I'm like fairly certain it's not fucking real. But okay. Let's go to Chris. Damn, somebody in my request has the same name as somebody I used to mess around with. This is a little bit weird. All of a sudden I'm hot. Hi Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well. I believe like a little bit different than most Christians, right? Like about the hell thing. But your question always, it gets to me and it draws me in when you say, why would God create me knowing that I'm going to hell? Like, Earth isn't supposed to be hell. We're supposed to enjoy this life. I think that's why he created you, to enjoy this life. Heaven is like a bonus.
Didn't you say if you like enjoy the world, like if you love the world, you won't be with him. You're not supposed to love this shit, You're not supposed to love.
No, I think that's the stuff that's in it, like the selfishness, the rat race, the whatnot, like where you're trying to climb to the top, the crabs in the barrel pulling each other down. Like, if we could live in a perfect world where we helped out each other, and you know what I mean, as far on the economic side, like when I say like I've been looking into this a lot lately, like the free exchange of surplus. Like I think capitalism.
Economy or some shit? I don't know nothing about economy. So.
Like I was just thinking like free exchange of surplus. That's a very Christian idea, right? And that would be great if we had that. The world, God made the earth is for human. Heaven and hell aren't for mankind anyway. Like they're not made for us. God didn't plan for us to be there. He created earth as a paradise for us. And when the sin happened, that's what threw everything into chaos.
Yeah, I mean, shit. You would think somebody with literal psychic abilities knew what was going to happen would stop it. But
Knowing that even if you did only get to enjoy this life.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Could you say it again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said you would think someone with the ability to see the entire future, know every single minute detail about all of existence, would know not to create Satan. But here we are. Here we are, you know? Fuck it. I guess he thought it was...
Like, Satan is just doing his job, though. Really.
Oh, man. All right.
Like, I know that he's gonna get punished forever, but like when I was looking at,
punished everyone for what Adam and Eve did, because like if you think about, I was thinking about this. I'm sure there's some type of answer to it that's really simple. That's just going right over my head. But what do you like? Okay, Adam and Eve. He put Adam and Eve in a garden with the most evil being of all time, like in all of existence, the most evil being. He put his brand new creation in the same fucking spot as this evil ass being. They have no knowledge of good and evil because they didn't eat the fruit yet. Satan comes up to them and tells them, "Oh no, this is straight." Of course, they're gonna listen to whoever told them what to do last, because they're literally newborn humans and have literally they just eat fruit all day. They're in the fucking garden, they're chilling. Like, of course, all of a sudden something interesting happens. Like, yeah, shit, why not? And they eat the fruit. Okay, cool. One, you knew that was gonna happen, so like, why? And then two, why would you punish every human on Earth afterwards because of that? Especially even like he flooded the whole earth. Noah and his whole family were cursed from Adam and Eve's curse. Noah was good. He wasn't evil. He didn't sin. He was the only one that was. So why the fuck did he even get cursed? I'm confused as fuck now that I think about it. Like, why would they curse? Why would they? I don't get it. It's fine.
Oh, my bad. I was talking to somebody else. But no, I get what you're saying. Like, why would he put? What if Satan had a different job in there and he was really just hating? Like, that's what personal will does, though. Like, he desired not to have to serve mankind, right? That's the main reason why, like, most theologians will say that Satan rejected God because he was required to serve mankind. God told him, you have to serve mankind, and he was like, I'm the most beautiful creation that you ever made. Why do I got to serve these puny humans or whatnot? Yeah. So of course he would sabotage us. Like, really, I was watching it's like GTA 5 when you play that when the Franklin and Lamar, he's like, that nigga tried to get you killed. What you talking about? You get what I'm saying? That's what Satan literally did. He was like, let me throw them under the bus and see if I can either get back in there or if I can mess some stuff up and maybe I can overthrow.
I just don't see why God would. Hey, it's fine. Honestly, bro, I need to restart my library. I have a live age restriction.
All right. But I think Earth is it to be enjoyed. That's what I say. That's when he created us. We want us to enjoy this life in the long run.
Well, this was an interesting way to go about that. Hey, not gonna lie, it's a strange choice. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna restart really quick. If you click my name up there, right here, if you click it and then refresh my page, I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I'll give y'all a second to follow me though, in case you lose it or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's fucking hot as fuck in here. And hopefully I don't get an age restriction. I might need to change my shirt, actually, now that I think about it. Or just lift the camera. Alright, I'm gonna restart. That was enough time, right? I think so.